I'm Lisa Oswald, the Awake channel for the workspace of Pleiadian Great Light Channel. These transmissions create an opening for you to notice your unique energy. They are embedded with awake energy and light information to help you notice the deeper parts of who you are, so you can stay connected to your physical body and appreciate all your feelings and emotions. It's time to bring the sense of you home now, with nothing left out, so you can know why you are here and live a purpose-filled life. This 5-part channeling series on crossing over is from Book 2, How to Experience Your Soul's Origin with the Ripple Point. It begins with a question on how to care for a hospice patient. Question: I do therapeutic touch and hospice care and am working with a friend who is crossing over. I wonder what more I can do for her and her family. Thank you. So, crossing over is a big deal to everyone who comes in close and intimate knowledge with that soul. Soul light at that moment is spreading itself all over and is really reaching. This friend of yours might be really reaching right now. So the things that go across the mind of the one that's really looking outward are not the usual kinds of mind things we are used to interacting with and looking at. As that person crosses that light barrier, it is very natural, in the sense of the mind, for that person to not recognize themselves in the same way. It's a little bit of an upheaval of time and is very natural for the person reaching outward. So we can help that person just relax into that heart center more. It is very helpful not to try to have too many big talks with that person. We are not trying to solve any big problems at the last minute. It upsets the equilibrium that person was used to knowing about themselves. Instead, soothe the heart center of that person who is very much able to feel all the vibrations around as that light and energy play back and forth across the mind. The soothing quality of the people around that person is very much felt with some soothing sounds. Reading out loud to that person with gentle words that are very lightly spoken is also appreciated. However, not too much physical contact. While that is hard on those who are watching that person slip away, that person is very sensitive to touch, even a light touch, and especially any touch on the head can be quite shocking to that person at that moment. Instead, their feet can be touched if you need to, and sometimes a light touch on the hand is okay. We want that person not to feel the shocking presence within themselves while they are letting go. So refrain a little bit from that touch, even though that is what those around want to do. They want to hold them and touch them and be with them on that physical level, but actually, that person is becoming more and more conscious of the light and light qualities of all those in the room. Visitors and celestial presences are their comforts at that point, more so than the holding on by those around them. Question: what about talking to them? That depends on the subject matter a little bit. You can take cues from that person and what they are bringing up that might be important. Just roll with that energy and not demand too much of a response back. More than likely, it may not seem very coherent to us. Interaction changes at that point depending on the person's ability to locate the jumping off point for themselves. That's what they are locating at that time. The world they have known is not pulling on their senses. It's a complete reversal for them to explore themselves really moving. It's a great, momentous time in that person's life and a momentous opening, a large and mostly joyful look around in a way that an individual or being or person may not have noticed before. So, lots of light is present at that time with some energy. So, mostly light, mostly light. Mostly light, so easy letting go. It gets easier. The soul light that is present at that moment is broadcasting a broad spectrum of knowledge and information on every wavelength. It's very beautiful. That individual can have a wide range of options. That in itself is quite a big view, and bigger than they would normally be used to. So, people take their time and inch along with lots of choices, lots of beautiful choices at that moment. There's not very much of an opening into themselves, though. It's not so different than the openings we have here at every moment. Now we are just using our senses and our minds more than the light and the information that is passed on through that light. We're grounded in this hard body at this time for a reason and are very much aware of that, along with the light, sounds, vibrations, and information, and that gathering sense of who we continue to grow. So good. Question: what reassurance can you give us when someone passes away? It's a difficult upheaval when we lose someone that we're very closely connected with. When that happens, there's huge shaking in the psyche department going on as we find a new, comprehensive look at ourselves that's unrelated to that person we're in the process of not recognizing as having much of an influence in our life anymore. That creates a gap in our identity for a while. It creates a gap so we can shift our mind into a more positively refined noticing of the parts of ourselves that were not clear when we found ourselves in that relationship and defining ourselves a little through the eyes of that special one. That's why that shaky experience comes along, because it's a moment of opportunity in the sense of a painful noticing of that expressionless gap in who we are that we relied on for a definition of ourselves through that other person. When that is gone, we have the opportunity to re-notice ourselves in a completely different look. It's very positive. We're saying the word positive because it is a very positive way to view what is happening. As that person is being carefully guided on their journey, it opens up this opportunity for you with a lot of love. That opportunity is another gift in that opening, in that leaving. A lot of gifts are shed for those left behind by that one leaving. The one that passed had lots of beings around her to guide her on this part of her expression of knowingness about herself. She is fully guided, and that's why we're using the word guided. No one is left soulless on this journey, if you're wondering, or if she is wondering. We invite her into this opening if she would like to be present. She can bring her soul, any beings, and any information that she wants to remember about this part of her trip. She can watch and see and feel that full-blown, knowing comfortness that everything is being well taken care of. That's what she wants to know most about. We can tell her that everything is being very well taken care of and no one's going to fall apart now at this leaving time. Everyone's stitched well together here, and everyone can find this magnificent change as a positive new outlook on who they are. We fully appreciate, respect, and glorify the light that's been here with so much wisdom. We are just wanting complete reassurance that everything is okay, and we can offer that. Sometimes, on this passage, the last question is the most important one. That question is the question that opens up the next passage. We can offer reassurance that everything is good and okay and fully awake to redesign the structure or journey any way you want. You can have that anything you want feeling, unlimited vastness, and lots of reassurance that everything is okay. That's the last remaining question, and you can feel that very clearly and calmly. You can ask for calmness, too, in that next journey body. As the body dissolves, looking for a sense of direction and opening calmness is a good door to open. Great Light addresses the departing soul. So good, we're helping. One more present. Good. Stay present to give one more present. Stay present to give that one more present. Stay present. That's the energy that is wanted now. Present energy has the most open door sense about it and reassurance that everything is taken care of. We continue to reassure them that everything is okay and everything is taken care of. Question: what does it mean when you say that everything is taken care of? Life's details. All of life's details that have been lived come forward at that moment and are still hanging on like daily chores. And what's everybody going to do when I'm not here? All those details are still a little bit reflected in that letting go. And that's the last gift of that presence, to know that it's okay to recognize that everything is okay and taken care of. Nothing familiar or unfamiliar, just comfort and building up a sense of comfort is there. There are lots of details to worry about, and that's what we're talking about. There is also an extreme need for rest, not so much for the body, where that separation comes in, but for the overall systems of energy management. Managing energy means locating energy and noticing energy and presence too. Thank you for listening to this channeling session on crossing over. Please click on the next episode to continue this series.